all of a sudden the sports world, as it does that big stretch, he goes, oh, yeah, football's over. Goes, wait, Tiger? What? Huh? Dak? What? Tiger Woods playing at Riviera this weekend, the Genesis Invitational. Here to talk to us about it, of odds checker Jeff Feinberg. Jeff, good morning. How are you? And can we start there? Tiger is playing golf and football is behind us. So it feels like the world's going to go, wait, they've been playing golf for 6 weeks? What? Huh? When did this happen? What do you expect to go down in LA this weekend, in so much as, does Tiger make a cut? Does Tiger just get out there and try to keep us entertained for a couple of rounds? What do you expect?
Yeah, so it's Riviera, it's Tiger. He is the host. I would say outside of winning a major, there's not much, getting to win a prestigious elevated event like this, getting your picture taken with Tiger presenting you a trophy is probably something that would go beside, your biggest tournament wins on that mantle. Tiger's he's played here 14 times. Surprisingly, he's never really played that well here. There's a lot of responsibility on him, being the host. He's launched his new brand. A lot of questions surrounding him and his involvement now with the tour. And this, he's probably been the captain of a lot of this new private equity money that's for the moment told, have still given the cold shoulder to live. It's an awkward, only 20 guys are missing the cut. It's a 70-man field, 50 will play the weekend. So that's a bit of an element that can, have an effect on how you might want to make a few bets throughout the market. My hopes aren't that high for Tiger. I think it's just about getting it going. He's it's still probably about slow rolling it a bit. Maybe we'll see him one more time before the Masters if he's feeling well. I'm going to say we don't see Tiger play the weekend, but that is probably very pessimistic.
Who are we looking for to succeed? Obviously, you got to be a home run hitter at Riviera, right?
Yes, you do have to be a home run hitter. And not only with the home runs, it's really been a golf course that is required, for the most part, your entire golf bag needs to come on display to win this thing. From the guys, sort of near the very top, there are two that I have earmarked this week, both flirting at about 20-1. One would be Patrick Cantlay, who has multiple top 5 finishes here. He's an LA guy. He's spoken about his affinity. A California guy. He's spoken about his affinity for the golf course. He led last year in strokes gained tee to green here. So I'm looking for him to, he's had 3 great, I want to say he's almost been a first round leader 3 times this year and hasn't come through in the end of a tournament. I think he's going to hold on a lot better this week. Not necessarily wanting him to get out front so quickly, but I think he, after a very slow offseason with the Ryder Cup, he took a lot of time off. He's actually been playing better than I think people are giving him credit for. That's a guy I'm willing to back. And I don't care about the lack of experience. I am all in, friends, on Ludwig Åberg. It doesn't matter the course. He is course proof. Bomber's course, which should absolutely suit him. A precision shorter course like Pebble Beach, he has no problem with. I am all in on Ludwig Åberg. He seems to have the perfect recipe to be able to take down Riviera. It's been a long time since a first-timer would have done it. I believe Adam Scott in about 2005 could have put his name on that list, but Ludwig Åberg, I seen it with my own eyes, and I am a true believer.
This is the best big 3 that's out there, right? Durant, Booker, and Beal. The problem is getting them out there. The value, we're always looking when we're making bets, we're always looking for value. And the one that jumps out at me, Chris, is that the Suns are 18-1 to win the division. Listen, they're 4 games behind the Clippers. If you think the Clippers are going to run out of gas, now, will they run out of gas when they get to the playoffs, or will they run out of gas to the finish line? I love the Suns at 18-1 to win the division. They can make up 4 games in the second half. We know that's when things get started. Phoenix right now is the 5th seed. They're battling the Pelicans for the 6th seed. They're 4 games behind Denver and the Clippers for that 3-4 seed. But I tell you what, if all of a sudden the Clippers start to fade a little bit, maybe the injuries come up, maybe, the real Harden, maybe Westbrook, all those things start to happen. This is the most talented team in Phoenix. If they can get it together health-wise, 18-1 right now to win the division, I'm jumping on that.
Their division, they're right around plus 110, plus 105 to win the division, and they have to worry about Orlando and Atlanta. Now, we know they've beat up on Atlanta over the years and been able to hold them off to win the division. This year, they're now competing with Orlando, who has been playing really good basketball. That is probably the best bet on the board right now if you want to try to back the Miami Heat. You could bet them to win the division just over even money at plus 105, plus 110, depending on where you're looking. That's the most intriguing bet for me right now for Miami. But listen, I counted them out last year. I said there's no way this team, and as they started to go through the playoffs, I said of course there's no way they knock off Milwaukee. We saw Giannis take a couple games off, not take the Miami Heat seriously at all, and they smacked him in the mouth. Jimmy Butler absolutely cooked Drew Holiday. One of the best defenders, perimeter defenders in the NBA. They beat Milwaukee. I'm thinking, okay, that's Giannis didn't take those guys seriously. Jimmy Butler had one of the best series in the playoffs we've seen in the last decade. There's no way they're going to continue to roll. Everybody they saw, they rolled through the East and, of course, went to the finals. So it's hard to count those guys out, especially when, they add Scary Terry Rozier. They add Jovic, who played unbelievable last night. If he might have played himself into quite a few more minutes. Duncan Robinson is playing some of the best ball he's playing. He's actually talking trash on the floor, which is something I've never seen from Duncan Robinson. He's playing really well. So, of course, you can't count out the Miami Heat, but I can't see them making a deep run, but I couldn't see them making a deep run last year. So stay tuned on where they finish.
Pittsburgh Steelers is the perfect place for Justin Fields. GTFO or oh yeah. Are the Bears going to move on from him? If they do, Pittsburgh, best place for him to be? I ask you, Chris Mack, GTFO or oh yeah.
Pittsburgh, the perfect place for Justin Fields? GTFO. For Justin Fields, no. Arthur Smith's the offensive coordinator here now. Does everybody remember that? Everybody remember Arthur Smith forgetting that Bijan Robinson existed for about a month and a half last fall? That's still a thing. Arthur Smith. Everybody, and look, I can already hear echoes of Tennessee Titans fans going, yeah, but look what he did here with Ryan Tannehill and with Derrick Henry. He had an utterly dominant Derrick Henry as the centerpiece of his offense in Tennessee. Never forget that. Arthur Smith is just FedEx Jr. That's all Arthur Smith is probably ever going to be. He's not going to be a great offensive coordinator. He's not going to be the guy that unlocks Kenny Pickett or Justin Fields or anyone else. My hope is that Justin Fields ends up here in Pittsburgh and somehow the Steelers make the most of it despite Arthur Smith. Make the most of it so that you can pull the trigger on the 5th-year option on Justin Fields, and after you've muddled your way through a year or two of Arthur Smith, you bring in a real offensive coordinator who actually helps Justin Fields find his ceiling. The man has yet to work with that person, and he won't get to work with that person here in Pittsburgh as long as Arthur Smith is offensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm already out on that hire already, even though he hasn't coached a game. Can you tell? If you're Justin Fields, I think you go someplace with a more established offensive game plan, a place where they've already had some success maybe with quarterbacks. I don't know where that is and how that works out for Justin Fields, but if he wants to come here, I'll welcome it. It's probably just not the perfect place for him, J-Rod.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it a small, quiet, almost film noir. Yeah. I think it would work because of Mike Tomlin. I mean, Mike Tomlin, the environment that guy creates, you win. It's not pretty. It's downright ugly. He's been able to do it with people that had no business making it into the playoffs. Now, has he had long-term playoff success? Not since winning the Super Bowl. It's been a minute, but he finds a way to win, and I think winning breeds winning. There is a culture to it, and I think Justin Fields needs to be part of a winning environment, and I think he could succeed. Yes, Arthur Smith is not the ideal situation for him, but I think he could, if he went there. I think it would be a good place for him just because he would see what a winning environment is, and that's what Mike Tomlin brings.